What is up, everyone? Today we will be going over the new update for Clash of Clans, the winter update that just came out December 12th. Let's jump right in. First off, we have the Super Miner. 24 housing space and 32 movement speed. Not too shabby. The general consensus is that it is slightly better than regular miners, particularly in the Queenwalk hybrid with regular hog riders, regular miners. If you were to use the super miner instead of the regular miners, it is roughly 5 to 10% better. You'll be able to push through the base a little bit more with the miners. They also have a nasty bomb that goes off when they are destroyed, so they might be really good on defense, but that will remain to be seen until later on. We have the new Capital District, Skeleton Park. We'll go over that more later on. We also have the new seasonal troop, the Ram Rider. They are a pretty funny troop. They will charge and go through any walls in their path before they hit their first target. And then they also, when they land on the defensive, which is their favorite target, it will slow down the defense. They are pretty good. Definitely a new seasonal troop, which is nice. And you sort of have to think about them like a ranged hog rider, is what I've been hearing. And there's also the challenge where if you use 4 of them, I believe it is 20 times, you will get a rune of gold and some experience. So it's worth throwing in 4 of them to try and get that challenge done and get that free gold. Next up, the Santa's Surprise Spell. That's always been with every Clashmas event with the winter update. It's kind of hit or miss. Pretty much the idea is that, like, why would you use the surprise spell when you can just use lightning? Lightning's more consistent, and you know exactly what you're going to get. Kind of useless, but it is fun. They also added 15 new single-player campaign levels. 5 specifically for Town Hall 13 and mine, 5 for Town Hall 14, and 5 for Town Hall 15. You now also have an upgrade to the shovel. So before, the shovel would just use it and you could move any particular obstacle. Now it will make that object permanently movable at any time. And when you are designing a base, you can actually pick it up and it'll go into your inventory. Unfortunately, this does not work with old shovels that you have used on previous obstacles. However, going forward, it will be nice to use them on all the stuff that you like to save and decorate your village with. 4 new achievements, 2 of them for the campaign, defeating all the maps and then defeating the Mega P.E.K.K.A at the end. 2 achievements associated with destroying the new defenses, spell towers, and the monoliths. Some new season challenges for the higher Town Hall level players. A new clan setting to signal if you are a kid-friendly clan or an adult clan. And they cut it off at age 16 and younger, or 16 and older. Gotta reload the game real quick. Sorry about that. Next up is the new Chief's Journey. It actually tracks all of the defenses, troops, heroes you get at all of the different Town Hall levels. So it's a really cool visual thing that Supercell did to display your journey. A few quality of life improvements. Nothing too much to go over. Couple big ones that might be useful for some people is the hit effect sound on Diggy. So it lets you know when Diggy is stunning versus auto attacking. And a nice one is if you're upgrading your lab, your pet house, you can actually upgrade a troop as well as it's upgrading at the same time. It's a very nice quality of life change. Some trader changes where they have now grayed out if you can't get one of the items. And you can also partially get some of the free resources if you don't have the full amount available in your storages. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything. I mean, the Santa surprise presents are reduced a little bit because there's no longer elixir costs in the game. If you're a brand new clan, you'll get placed a little bit better in theory. So you won't automatically verse insane opponents in the CWL. Let's see here. Some random bug fixes. I think the only bug fixes I was aware of were the if you were watching an attack, sometimes the poison tower animation or just the spell tower in general would look a little weird. And then I believe there was like a brief glitch with the reinforcement. I think it was if you reinforced the troop as a clanmate was donating it to you, it could potentially delete it, but I believe they had fixed that. Now we're also going to go over the new Capital District, Skeleton Park. With that, they're adding in the Inferno Dragon. 15 housing space. Flying troop. It is probably not that great, and it might only be useful in very specific cases, because it's the same housing space as the rocket loons, I believe. So perhaps if you can get an Inferno Dragon to lock on to maybe a blast bow or a rocket artillery, it might ramp up. But the ramp up damage isn't anything too crazy. The Graveyard Spell is going to be 2 housing space, and it's going to put in a skeleton for every 3 housing space worth of troops that you lose. And it's going to summon them in the spell, and you can place that spell anywhere. So it might be pretty good from what I've been hearing for air attacks. The ground, if you're using a ground attack, you use the Graveyard Spell, probably not going to add too much value. But specifically with like rocket loons, you'll get those little air skeletons to help with cleanup and to help distract the loons depending where you're placing it. So we'll have to see how it plays out this upcoming weekend, which I'm excited to test out and see others play around and find all the new creative uses for it. A couple new defenses. The Mini Minion Hive looks absolutely terrifying from the footage, but again, we'll have to see how it comes into the strategy when you're deciding what to use for a base. The Reflector at first look seems insane, but it's only reflecting one like damage source back to one troop at a time. And it's not reflecting the full damage of the troop, it's reflecting a base damage. So a high hit point, high damage troop will have no problem going through these. They also have the new house customization in the capital peak in your clan capital. You can customize the roof, the walls, there's like a little decoration out front, and then the pathway around. And each clan member in the clan gets their own special house, which is pretty cool. Pretty unique way to add some ways to customize. We're also getting the clan capital leagues. This will add more loot, and it will better match people, so there aren't as many mismatches. At the beginning, of course, there'll be probably tons of mismatches, like we are currently seeing, but you will end up getting a little bit extra loot. Apparently, you will get 80% of what you are currently getting. So if you were getting 1,000, you'll still get 800 no matter what, if you were getting that consistently. And then the last 20% will be from what league you're in. So I imagine it might be slightly worse at the lower leagues and might be slightly better at the higher leagues. We shall wait and see. They also have the leaderboards, which is nice. Then the only other things in this update, if they weren't live already, were they reduced the damage of the monolith slightly, and then they reduced the attack speed reduction of the spell tower. They made the poison lizard follow radius slightly larger, and then they increased the Larry Barrel's hit points, which is nice. And then a minor change to units moving underground when on defense. So that wraps up the winter update. I hope you are as excited as I am to test out the new clan capital, as well as figure out the new strategies. Hopefully with the monolith nerf, some of the higher hit point troops might have an easier time. So it might make Town Hall 15 a little bit easier. So we might be seeing some more 3-star hits, which will be exciting. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more of my videos, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to see more Clash of Clans videos, hit the like button. Until next time, my friends, take care.